everybody. This is Jules on your Wednesday night. You are here with us on the LUCKDOWN. Guys, it's episode number 30. Blows my mind. I can't believe we've been doing this for 30 episodes. It's wild. But I hope that you are keeping sane. I hope that the changes on the leveling up of the lockdown have not impacted you too hard. I know it's crazy, trying times. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know if you're struggling a little bit with talk to us. We're an open forum. We're here to share. We're here to help each other through this. The whole point of the lockdown is to get you and everyone through the lockdown together as a community. So yeah, welcome to the 30th episode. We've got a really awesome episode for you tonight. Some great guests, some really creative people. Just everyone who's on the show tonight, I think, has something positive to share. So I hope that you guys are excited for the show, as excited as I am. And we're just kicking off with some very cool news from our side. We had a lot of you reach out to us over the last few weeks just to say that you would love to support on Patreon, which is obviously a platform that is new to us. We checked it out. We had a look to see what Patreon's all about. And I think it's really cool because what Patreon is basically an opportunity for those of you who've been watching the show and you've been enjoying the lockdown to actually help us support the crew that are helping us make the show every week. Of course, we're doing this out of the love. We're doing this for no remuneration at this point, but we are obviously wanting to be able to pay our crew, be able to continue the series. So if you guys do want to support it, if you want to support Good Luck in what we're doing and you want to support all of our efforts here with the lockdown and with everything we do, we've got this really cool new Patreon account. So please, guys, go and sign up, support us, check it out. If you want to go, the link is just here. It's at patreon.com/goodluckmusic. There are different levels. And the very exciting thing is if you sign up, there are the lucky ones, the luckier ones, and the luckiest ones. And if you sign up to be one of the luckiest ones, tonight we are going to be giving you guys a very cool free hoodie, whichever size you choose, in whichever color you choose. So all of our luckiest patrons will be getting a hoodie just to say welcome to the team and welcome to the family. So hopefully you guys are keen to go sign up for that. And tonight's show, who do we have on? It's awesome. We've got, first of all, Prince Kaybee on the music side. He's one of my favorite producers from Johannesburg, just a really talented Afro house producer, has made a lot of hits that you guys would recognize. He's a fascinating person to talk to. So he's going to be on the show in the music segment. Then we have got Romy Heltinger, who is the COO of an amazing company called For Good. Mandela Day is coming up, so if you're not sure how you guys can give back, especially in this crazy world with COVID-19, we've got solutions for you, so definitely stick around for that. And then we've got the ultimate, I'm so excited for this interview, Carl Wastie. What a champion, what a ball of energy, what a wonderful guy. He is the founder, the host of the Drive Show on KFM, the biggest drive show in the Western Cape. So he's going to be joining me on the show, actually in the studio, which is pretty cool too. And right now, before we get on to anything, we're going to get on to travel. I know that's a very foreign subject for a lot of us at the moment, but we're going to be talking to two of the most influential travel bloggers. They come from South Africa. They upended everything that they were doing in their lives, quit their 9-to-5s, hit the road. And Chanel and Steve from How Far From Home are going to be chatting to us live on the lockdown. Fascinating story just about throwing caution to the wind and going and following your heart and living your dreams. So before I get too deep into this, we've got a little video, just a little clip on some of the best clips from How Far From Home. Two legends, Chanel and Steve. Check this out. Chanel, hello. How are you guys?
Good, and you?
So good. It's so lovely to see you. I am a massive fan of your blog and your Instagram page and the incredible visuals that you've captured on your travels.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to throw it straight out there. In 2015, you guys decided to just pack everything up and hit the road. And up to this point, you've traveled over 500,000 kilometers, which is crazy. Yeah. How has the journey been for you guys? How did you take that first step?
Well, I mean, let me first say we didn't plan on 5 years of travel.
Yes.
So it was supposed to be just a little
a year break.
Yeah, a sabbatical. And
we were both working in the creative industry, and we needed to reignite our creative fires, I guess. And we attended the Design and Arbor conference back in 2014. And we saw Stefan Sagmeister talk about the power of time off for creative people and how you should take time off to work on passion projects and just get away from it all. And we were like, well, that sounds great. We could do that. So we planned a year. That was the plan, was to do a year. And
I want to do this more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were like, we kind of made it sustainable.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year, we started making money as photographers, and we were like, well, let's just do this a little bit longer and see where it takes us. And
every year we've kind of stayed that way. We've been like, well, let's do it one more year. And then COVID-19 happened.
Yeah, everyone got affected. It's a remarkable way to live, and I think it's become more and more kind of popular, this location-independent way of living and working and existing. But you guys have managed to build up an amazing social media, channel and outlet, and you've made this somewhat of a career for yourselves to actually just, the photos and the videos of where you've been and how you've done it. Do you guys think, because obviously you started in 2015, right? And you've made it a viable career for yourself. Do you think this is still a viable career for people who are wanting to start out now, at this point in time?
While you were talking, I was just thinking of how lucky we were with the timing, because I think we did break in there quite early. It wasn't so saturated. I mean, Instagram, for example, wasn't so saturated, and now everywhere you look, there's a travel couple, and there's bloggers and foodies, and people are definitely, I guess, globally, it's more and more people are jumping on
becoming
it.
More accessible.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. But I think the one way that we find people are being successful is if they niche it, because there's still room for niche pages and communities. So I think it is still viable. I mean, content is king, and it always will be, and more so even now with more time at home, right? Like, people are tuning in and they're watching different forms of content, and I think you've just got to be creative. You've just got to think.
So you're saying it's not impossible, it's just more challenging, and you have to have an edge, basically. You can't just go and try and do what everyone else is doing.
Exactly. You can't jump on board and be another, just a generic travel brand, hoping to attract a community, because people are more than likely following hundreds of people already like that. So what can you offer that is different, that maybe people haven't seen or they aren't following yet? I think that's always key.
Do you guys finally feel like you're alive? I mean, I know taking that step from obviously being in a creative industry, but more like a 9-to-5. Do you think really kind of stepping into this location independent, traveling the world lifestyle has just reinvigorated you as people? Do you feel that it's something that you want to do forever, or do you think are you taking it as it comes?
I definitely think it's been a big change, and I think for the first 2 months we were still in the routines of our life before.
Yeah.
So
and learn a lot.
We were very stressed, and we had to kind of let that all go and create this new lifestyle. And it definitely feels like we've changed as people over the last 5 years, and our goals have changed.
Our goal, yeah. And sorry, I was just going to add that I think one of the biggest things is that our confidence has grown. I think we've proven to ourselves that anything really is possible, as cliche as it is. And, as long as you put your mind to it and you put enough work and effort and you're willing to make enough sacrifices, then you can make anything happen if you want it badly enough. So, I mean, that's our mentality. And like Steve said, we've definitely grown and changed as people. And do we feel more alive? Absolutely. We've designed a life for us. So we're able to do this. And if it's indefinite, probably not. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, traveling full time is not sustainable.
No.
But we're trying to find that balance.
For health-wise, it's not.
Yeah.
It's always be a big component of your life. So I guess,
Exactly.
right, even if you had to kind of spend more time in one spot, like you're doing now, you would still
Exactly.
break away and do the trips.
Have a base and go through it, because we haven't had a base for 5 years. We haven't had our own
Living out of
bed.
a bag.
We've literally been living out of a bag for over.
Where are you living now? Where have you ended up for COVID?
Well, we're situated in Hermanus.
Yeah. At
So
a cute little Airbnb we found. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, beautiful. That's lovely. That's a good place to be wrapped up.
really good. Can't complain.
We've got crazy amount of stories that like we can sit here for hours. But just your top, maybe like 2 or 3 places that you've been, and really which places resonated with you in the world that you've traveled to the most?
I think as travel photographers, Namibia, funny enough, just across the border.
It's amazing. Honestly amazing.
When did you get married there?
Yeah, well, we had a pre-ceremony. They're
Yeah.
kind of like a mini elopement, and then we got married outside Lambert's Bay on the west coast.
Yeah.
With friends and family before all of this happened. So we're very grateful that
Wow,
we got to
timing.
do it.
Yeah.
But Namibia is one of them. Japan, just because it's so crazy and beautiful, and the food
and
is
people, and Japan was definitely up there. And I mean, one of our first memories was when we were in Norway, and we love the country and we love the location, but I think it was just our experience there. It was our first time doing volunteer work abroad. We were working at a husky lodge, and we were looking after 70 huskies.
That was our job.
That was our job, looking
That's
after
what we
these
had
huskies.
It's so funny that you mentioned those 3, because Namibia has probably been my favorite country in the world. Norway was one of the favorite places we gigged to ever, because there's such a cool
Awesome.
music.
Exactly.
Exactly. Japan is like top of my bucket list right now. So it's so crazy that you mentioned those 3. I think I'm glad to hear that.
But with all of that being said, I mean, South Africa still is the most beautiful places we've been to. So, once we can all travel around the country, we urge people to do so, because we have such amazing places here, and we're definitely going to do
We're
that.
going to be doing it, yeah.
So,
currently looking at buying a car so that we can do some adventures, and
So we need to get a car first, like we
Yes.
said, and then we probably want to do the Northern Cape. That is a place we haven't been to, and we want to go into the Berg, up to Lesotho,
potentially some Botswana.
I mean, we have these crazy ideas.
Yeah.
It just depends if we can pull them off.
And what car we get.
But there's so many places to see. It's really, really tough. And Garden Route would also be another one.
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome. And you guys just keep what you're doing, because it's beautiful to be able to follow people that are capturing the world in such an incredibly physically beautiful way. Your photography is incredible, your photographic skills, your videography is incredible, and it's a joy to watch your channel, and it's a joy to be taken on the journey with you guys. If we want to connect, if everyone's watching the LUCKDOWN, how can they get hold of you? How can they follow your channel? Tell us about it, and we'll put it up on the screen here just below as well.
Cool. So I guess the best way to reach us is through Instagram at How Far From Home, and then we've got our website howfarfromhome.com. We are also on the TikToks and the Facebooks and all the others.
And
so
YouTube.
just search, and YouTube. So just search How Far From Home.
Put it on the screen here, connect with them, see what they're up to. You guys won't be disappointed. The channel is beautiful. And TikTok, you guys are TikTok. You're going there.
No, listen, we're experimenting with that one. We'll let you know how that goes.
I know, me too. I'm on your page. I'm like very unsure about it. But anyway, guys, this has been lovely to have you on the show. Thank you so much for sharing the stories and for sharing your lifestyle. It sounds like an awesome one. And we look forward to many, many more adventures with you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, guys.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.
So if that doesn't inspire you to travel, see the world, see some incredible places, and live out your truth, I don't know what will. But obviously right now it's a little bit inaccessible for most of us. But anyway, just really cool to see how you inaccessible. Sorry, must I do that again? Okay. Then tuning me. Inaccessible it is for most of us. But obviously if you guys are wanting to eventually look at how to restructure your life and reshape your life, maybe it's an option for you. Maybe it's something that you'd like to look into in the future. Coming up next, we're hitting music, which is super exciting. And we're chatting to one of my favorite producers, Prince Kaybee, the man himself. I was really excited to talk to him because I've been wanting to do a collaboration with this guy for a long time. So it was kind of a little self-promotion that I had to slide into this chat. But guys, before we get to that, I just want to remind you, we are finally on Patreon, which is super exciting. I also want to remind you of one other thing, which we're going to throw forward to in a little bit after this chat. But just so you know, please stick around. I've got a call out to all of you, a very important call out, very urgent call out for blankets. I'm going to tell you more about that in the next little snippet. But guys, please just stick around, watch this interview. This is me chatting to the wonderful Prince Kaybee. Prince Kaybee, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good. It's so nice to see your face. How have you been?
Finally, we meet. Well, this
I
is
know.
not a proper meet, but you know.
It's not a proper meet. It's the best we can do for now, hey?
Yeah. So like, so good to see you, man. I've watched
so
you
good to see you.
quite a couple of times.
Well, let me just tell you, I don't know if you know this, but I'm like a massive fan of yours. I've been for years. I've been itching to work with you. I've been waiting for you to send me a beat to write your top line.
Why don't you just reach out? Like, what's wrong with you?
I'm shy.
Come on, you're not shy.
Well, here we are. We're gonna make it happen now. This is the kind of the universe bringing us together.
Yeah, sure. Talk to me.
So listen, I first of all, I've been through your list of achievements and the awards and the SAMA awards and the crazy amounts of accolades that you've accumulated over the last few years in your career. And okay, it's astounding how much you've actually done. But what award, what credit is missing from your life? What award are you still hankering for? It doesn't have to be an award. What thing, what do you want for Kaybee? What's like the ultimate dream for you?
I think right now the struggle, and this is for most South African artists, is to break out of the country kind of thing where you want to go mainstream and go conquer the world. I'm not saying I'm done with South Africa, but I feel like I've done enough, on my side. So it's time now to branch out and try and see the world. So that's one piece that's missing in my life right now as an artist.
Yeah, and you're right. It is a struggle. I think while we really are like, there seems to be this shift in interest from the rest of the world to Africa, or has been in the last year. It's still like this weird curtain of inaccessibility that I think you feel it, we feel it. It's like sometimes it's just difficult to break through. But have you done any touring overseas? Have you started to sort of investigate what's happening on that side of the world, or Europe or America, or wherever it is you want to go?
I actually have, and I get quite a few bookings. I've got a UK tour, but my problem with this whole UK and touring the world is me getting there and playing for South Africans,
Sure.
I feel like it doesn't grow the brand. It's like you're here at home. So for me to travel, I want to go out and tell my story to a different audience, that is going to tell another audience that there's someone that's doing so and so. But if you go there and play for South Africans, the message is coming back home. Oh, wow, he was great. It's just a back and forth. You don't really actually get the chance to travel and make the music known.
So what do you think is the missing link? Do you think it's music? Do you think it's just writing that inevitable hit that can break out into new audiences? Or do you think it's just a matter of consistently touring overseas and building those new fan bases? Like, what would you say is the way that you would like to break into the new world markets?
Yeah, it must be a coherent journey towards, trying to appeal to that audience. I think also, with that being said, it's a very slow process, if you look at the likes of Black Coffee and the other people that have done it overseas, they started 10, 15 years ago. So it's quite a slow process, and I'm patient enough, although sometimes it's like tiring. When am I going overseas? Why aren't these people feeling the music? But one thing I can tell you about the overseas crowd, and I've been in a space where someone is playing that is from South Africa, where I'm part of the audience, is that the people don't really care how much of a big song you have, wherever you come from. They're all there about the performance, how you deliver the performance in front of the crowd. So I've noticed that they need your presence more than the music.
That's interesting. I mean, I've also felt it, when we played in sometimes audiences in different countries where they don't know the music at all. There's a much more instant reaction, I think, and it feels like there's more openness to something new. Whereas like in South Africa and maybe other parts of Africa, it sometimes feels like everyone has to hype it before everyone else hypes it, and it's like if it's not on radio, or if there's not some sort of buzz, people don't want to be the first ones to go, this is amazing, which is a strange thing that we have here, but I'm sure we'll get over it eventually.
Yeah, it's a totally different story when you get to overseas. I remember one of the clubs, small clubs. I was staying in Manchester at the time. So I went out to a small club and I told them, yo, I can actually rock for free. And then they gave me a platform. Like, no one knew me there. And the crowd went crazy. So it's all about, it's all about how you deliver. They can give you a chance for the first 10, 15 minutes of your performance to prove yourself. It can either go south or, do whatever you want to achieve, what you want to achieve. But I think they can give you a chance compared to the South African crowd or anywhere else in the continent of Africa.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. And obviously you've done incredible things, and you've really brought the spirit of like African dance music alive and you've managed to kind of, I think what's really cool is your music has also crossed over into more like English speaking audiences sometimes, as you've done certain collaborations that have really just pushed you into both markets, which is really cool. When it comes to the future sounds of Prince Kaybee, like what is the intention with the new music that you're releasing? I know, and I want to touch on, I'm going to talk about your new single in just a minute, but in terms of the releases coming up, like where are you sort of steering yourself, or are you very open book?
I think also what's happening now, the lockdown and the whole COVID situation has actually, affected plans of artists. I know I've been affected in terms of releasing music and a way forward. So the stuff that I'm releasing now is stuff that is for now, and what's happening. I was actually not supposed to release any music because I feel like when I release music, I need to go out to the people and promote the music. I need to work the ground. It's much more easier for me that way. But what I'm releasing right now, it's not something that I've planned. It's something that came with the whole COVID thing. Now you have to resort to planning to try and fit in. So it's something temporary.
Sure, and I mean the single is Aya Bulela, right? Which is amazing story behind it, and it's just so cool that you and amongst quite a few artists that have really been reaching out and championing the plight of those in need at this time. I think it's so interesting because I think obviously artists are struggling too, right? We've had all our gigs cancelled, but we're the first ones to jump and respond to a crisis. And the proceeds from the single are going towards feeding those in need. Hats off to you, phenomenal work. And what actually sparked that idea for you, and how did you feel the calling to want to do something like that?
I think how I grew up, like I grew up with literally nothing. So the only problem that I had with the whole COVID situation is the poor are gonna get poorer, so it's even worse for them. So I thought I'm not in a great position as in like I can go on for 10 years without income or anything like that, but for now I'm fine, and I feel like for now I can afford to give whatever I can give, the little that I have to the less fortunate. So it's all a thing of evidence. Like it was evident to me what's going on, and I felt like I should do something.
Well, listen, just huge kudos to you, because it's just a phenomenal thing that you've I suppose when you can relate, right, as well, when you can especially relate to people that are struggling and have had a tough time, and if you've been there and if you know what it's like, it's even I suppose you'd feel even more of a calling to be able to help out. So big well done to you. We're very proud of you. And I know everybody who watches the show has been very supportive of our feeding program as well. And they've got it's close to their hearts to help all South Africans get through this next chapter. And the need is great, so well done to you. And then Kaybee, future plans other than collabing with me, because that's happening. Future plans, besides because I know we don't know already. No one has plans right now, but when we get over this hill, future plans, where are you pushing yourself? Which countries are you most excited about? Where are we going with Prince Kaybee?
The fact that actually countries outside of Africa have actually commenced with trying to commence with normal life behavior. People I think I saw in Spain or something, people are literally trying to get the concept of opening casinos, doing small shows here and there. I think the time we get out of lockdown, they would be way ahead of us. So that's a good thing to look at. So it gives artists, if anyone is not planning anything, even if you're watching and you're an artist, I think you should start planning now which countries you're going to hit, because the time South Africa has done with the whole COVID thing, the rest of the world will be way ahead of us.
It's opening up already, yeah. I mean, where they, like you say, the cases are kind of mellowing out now, and we're sort of catching up and taking over other countries in Europe. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head. So you're going to be touring, and if we want to catch you and catch up with you and follow your progress and follow the life of Prince Kaybee, where can we find you on the social media?
On social media, it's at Prince Kaybee _SA. The Kaybee, you don't abbreviate, you spell it out. It's KAYBEE _SA. All social media handles are the same: Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Awesome, guys, check it out. We've also got it on the screen right here, right now. You can go and follow him, get involved. He is, in my opinion, you're up there. You're this little twinkling thing that's about to break through the surface. And, and like you said, it's about patience. It's about resilience, about keep doing what you're doing. People love it. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for the music. And thank you so much for being with us today. I'm such a fan. I'll continue to be a fan. And hopefully soon we can bash something out together. It'll be a lot of fun.
There's actually a song, but I'll send it to you, don't worry.
You send it to me. I'm waiting. I'm here. I've got time now. It's fantastic. So thank you so much. Cool. And I'll drop you my email now on WhatsApp. We're just telling these things online so people can hold us accountable. Dude, stay safe. Much love, and we'll see you soon. Oh, what an interview. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed chatting to him. Such a gentleman, such a wonderful guy, so talented. And guys, so I threw forward a little bit earlier about this blanket drive that I wanted to open up the discussion about, just to kind of be very real with you. And I'm going to be doing a big focus on this in the next few weeks. Opportunity to go to the Karoo not so long ago, a couple of weeks ago. Got taken into a place called Plakkerskamp, which is in the middle of the Karoo near Richmond. Very hectic place. I experienced poverty in this place like I've never experienced before. It wasn't poverty, guys. It was like another level. People living in tin shacks with holes in it in the middle of the Karoo in very, very arid, very harsh conditions, and with not a single item possession in there, with lots of children. One home I visited, a lady, an amazing lady who's living there with her family, 9 people in her hook. They call them a hook, not a shack there. Olita. Konita. So huis. Okay. En hoe is dit in die winter?
Baie koud die winter. Maar altyd in die voordag. So mense hoor die kom weersweek kan jy sien does not.
Hoeveel mensen wonen jullie in die hockey?
En die ook ons
Ja.
is 9 wat altijd samen.
9.
Yes.
You would have known how cold it's been this week. And I was speaking to the lady who's been running, Jenny from Blumhof, who's been running this amazing just upliftment program in the community there. And she was telling me that this week it's been getting to -7 degrees in Plakkerskamp. And I can't sit in my warm home knowing that they are really just, you know, in this really harsh environment. 9 mensen wonen hier in het bed. Trying to survive. I don't even know how you survive in a climate like that. So I just want to call out to everyone who's watching this, guys. If you have or know of anyone who can donate blankets, clothing for children, shoes, anything, we'll be collecting at the GoodLuck studio. We'll be taking your donations. You can come meet us. You can give us an elbow bump. Please, guys, anyone who has got anything to donate, we need to get this up tomorrow. Thursday, Jenny is going to be going up to the Karoo and she's going to be taking up these donations for us. So please, I'm just appealing to you guys. Do what you can. Spread the word. Tag your friends. Help us help these people in Plakkers. You know, people in the middle of the country, they really do get forgotten about. And I know you guys have been asked for a lot of donations from a lot of different people. But remember, a lot of those people survive out of cities where there is government support. Like I said, I have never seen poverty like I saw there. And I'm really just wanting to use our network and our people to help make a difference to these incredible people who are living in very difficult conditions. So please do help us. Yeah, and speaking of doing good, our next guest is on that train entirely. She is an incredible human being. Her name is Romy Helsinger. She is just a wonderful, wonderful person. She has started this platform called For Good, which is essentially the Tinder of charity work, where you can actually marry your goals, your ideals, your skill sets with a charity who's needing you and needing help with something that perhaps you can do. So without further ado, this is me chatting to her about For Good and specifically Mandela Day and how you can get involved and help this Mandela Day, even if it's from the comfort of your own lounge. Check this out. Hello, Romy. How are you?
Oh, good. Fine, and you?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. As good as can be expected, I suppose, is the answer that everyone gives at the moment. I am so in love with this concept of your platform For Good. But for those of us who have never heard of it before, tell us about it. Tell us about the platform and how it works.
Thanks, Jules. So think Tinder for social impact. So For Good's an online platform, and it's really a tribe of people that live in South Africa that want to make a difference in South Africa, and we take the hassle out of it. So you go on to www.forgood.co.za, and there's something for everyone. So you can type in the province that you live in, the area that you want to give back in, and then the skill that you want to help ultimately the beneficiaries. So for instance, I'm Romy, I live in Gauteng, I live in Sandton, I'm interested in helping children, I'm interested in helping children read, and once I've aggregated all that information, all the opportunities that come up within in a certain radius, then I can possibly get involved with.
Wow, so basically that's incredible. So you take out the research and development essentially of finding the right cause to link to what you're passionate about.
100%. But also what we found is that a lot of the time, even good meaning social citizens go, you know, I really want to make a difference. I'm going to go to my nearest ECD center and I'm going to go paint their wall. But what we actually haven't done is actually ask the ECD center, what do you actually need?
Yeah.
So the nice thing about For Good is that our causes, our NGOs, our partners, upload what they need in real time. So we've had incredible experiences from NGOs saying we need a website designed, we need to learn about social media in order to amplify our existence and ask people on social media. We need the odd wall to be painted, but more so we need tutors. We need people to come and help tutor our grade 10 to 12 in maths and science. As I said, there's opportunities for everyone.
This is so exciting for me. I think this is the future because, you know, you will probably also have at some point been in this position where you want to give back, but just getting a sense of what's out there and what help is kind of needed in the world. It's difficult, you know, it's a lot of work in itself. So the fact that you guys are managing to bridge the gap between the organizations and the people. I think it's a wonderful thing, and it sounds like it's very user friendly. Have you found the uptake has been good so far, or is it growing slowly, or how have you found just the response has been to this platform?
So, without being boastful, but we are boastful, For Good's actually been around for 10 years, way before its time. And we've only sort of amplified it in the last 5 years. It is run by our CEO, Andy Hatfield. And it came from a need where, exactly what you said, people didn't know, people wanted to give back as a society, but they didn't know where to begin. So yes, we've got a huge tribe, a huge army of over 80,000 people that want to make a difference in South Africa.
That's extraordinary. But I feel like that needs to be times by 100 at this point, especially now when we're seeing such disparity and we're seeing the gap getting bigger and bigger due to things like COVID-19. I would love to join your voice in appealing to everyone. If you haven't already, this is the perfect solution for you. If you're not able to give financially, but you've got a skill, absolutely. What a wonderful thing to be able to find the right person who's needing your skill, and so easily and so effectively. So, specifically looking at something like we've got Mandela Day coming up, and obviously the landscape's changed a bit with how we are able to engage and interact and be with people and not be with people. So what digital opportunities do you have, or are there other ways that people can get involved in your organization without having to necessarily be present physically?
There are millions of ways, but just a quick disclaimer, while Mandela Day and the concept behind Mandela Day, and funny enough, the Nelson Mandela Foundation is a partner of ours, we need to give back post Mandela Day. So it's not just about, I've done my 67 minutes and I'm done for the year.
Yeah.
So our whole thing is, make every day a Mandela Day.
Yeah.
So yes, volunteering, or actually just the new norm in terms of giving back is, well, the world's on its head at the moment, especially due to COVID. What we've come up with is incredible digital opportunities. You can become a digital volunteer this Mandela Day, and obviously going forward. Yeah.
So again, digital volunteer. What can you give me an example of what that would maybe entail?
Absolutely. So you can volunteer from your pajamas, from your lounge, and still be making an impact. So if you go onto, we've got some incredible opportunities at the moment. Some of our causes are looking for some people to design their websites. Other causes are looking for, your stock standard drop-off food donations, or actually have them, the food donations couriered, or experts in social media. It really, I urge everyone to go onto www.forgood. You'll see the Nelson Mandela Day 2020 digital opportunities, and there are plenty of opportunities. I bet you one for everyone that goes on.
Guys, check it out. We've got the link right here below on your screen. Go to the website. Get involved. There is absolutely no excuse this Mandela Day, but like Rami was saying, it's not just about Mandela Day, it's about every day. If you're watching the LUCKDOWN, you know how passionate we are about giving back, how much social impact we've managed to make through the show and through your generous donations over the last few months. But you would also have known that wonderful feeling that you get from actually doing a good deed. I think giving is, I think you get tenfold what you give when you do give of anything, your time, your expertise, your contributions. So yeah, just encouraging everyone to go if you can. Not if you can, just go. Everyone must go and have a look and see how you can get involved, how you can make a difference. And Rami, just a quick question on for businesses out there. Maybe there's a company that has a little bit, more leverage and has a bit more ability to give in a bigger way. Are there opportunities for businesses to get involved in your organization as well?
Absolutely. So we've actually got 16 corporate partners. And they run their own employee volunteering programs solely for their staff. So, we sit on a plethora of so many skilled people in South Africa. We've got accounting firms, we've got mines, etc. So what we do is we really urge our partners to go onto their employee volunteering sites and get involved. Now, for the corporate side in South Africa that don't have these bespoke employee volunteering platforms, again, go to For Good, get in contact with you. We can create a campaign for your employees to come onto our site, specifically tailor-made for your employees as well.
That is so cool. It's so exciting. And I think you guys are revolutionizing how social give back and CSIs, you just make it so fluid and so easy for everyone to be a part of it. It's like she said, it's the Tinder, swipe left, swipe right. It's not dissimilar to that. So guys, go and get involved and show them lots of love this Mandela Day, but also into the future. Make this a habit, make this a practice, make this something that fulfills you and nourishes you on like different levels in your life. It's so exciting, and I'm so happy to be talking to you. I just want to say thank you so much for being on the LUCKDOWN today, and wishing you and the whole For Good team a very happy Mandela Day this Saturday. Hopefully see lots and lots of give back.
Thank you, and we love what you do as well. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Take care. Oh, you inspired. I hope that you're inspired, guys. And just wonderful news there for anyone who's wanting to get involved in Mandela Day. Hopefully you guys are going to be doing something beautiful and good. It's not just about Mandela Day, though. It's about every day. And I'm just wanting to call out to you again, if you weren't watching a little bit earlier, please, guys, help us help the community of Plakkerskamp in the Karoo. We got down to -7 degrees this winter, where they're living with literally nothing, no possessions, no clothes, hooks with holes in them. I can't even imagine surviving one night in those conditions. And just please help us help the people of the Karoo by donating whatever you can. Blankets, we're looking for blankets, clothing, shoes. Specifically in Cape Town, if you are in the Western Cape, you can drop off at our GoodLuck studios. Come and meet us. We'll even send people to collect if we have to. We're trying to get stuff up by tomorrow. If you're somewhere else like Johannesburg, we can also make arrangements to get your donations and to get them down to us with our couriers. So please let us know what you guys are able to donate. We're wanting to get that. It's triage. It's emergency help for people in Plakkerskamp. I'm going to be doing a big focus on them in the next few months. We're going to be doing trying to make a difference in this community, the forgotten about people of the Karoo in the middle of the country where they don't get government support at all. So that's very exciting for us as well. Obviously, we continue our feeding program as well in the Western Cape. GoodLuck Cares, where you can donate on our Back a Buddy page. Everything is in the link. Everything is here or on the comment section, as well as, of course, our Patreon page as well, guys. If you sign up to our Patreon page, we're going to be giving away to the luckiest ones. We're going to be giving away a hoodie for anyone who signs up to be the luckiest one, in any color that you want, any size. That's really good news. And then, without further ado, I'm sure you're as excited as I am to welcome this next guest. He is a remarkable human being. He's got so much energy. He's got so much insight into personality, into people, into life. He's got wisdom. He's got knowledge on psychology. He's just an overall all-rounded energizer bunny. I love this man. This is my very exciting talk with Carl Wastie from KFM. Mr. Wastie.
Hello.
First of all, social distancing norms have just been followed by the furry wall that we can stroke beautifully here on the side. My dear, I've missed you.
I missed you too.
How are you?
I am so good. I'm here in your studio.
I know.
I haven't been in the studio ever. This is the most amazing thing in the entire world.
I think we've spoken about it 10 times on radio when you have interviewed me, and now the tables have turned. I'm interviewing you, which is very strange for me. Scary for me, because you're like the master of interviewing people.
Thank you.
Hey, how do you feel about me interviewing you?
I'm very excited. I never get a chance to tell my story. I'm always telling other people, hey, tell me about you. Tell me how, rum and cola was created, though, and how we enjoy
Don't start.
But I'm loving the fact that I can just chat to you like this and just give you my story, which is cool.
This is so cool. And dude, your story, it's a crazy story because, let's just focus on where you are now. You're hosting the #1 drive show in the Western Cape. It's massive. Just talk to me about sum up that journey from being little Carl with a dream to being hosting the #1 radio shows. Is this what you wanted to do with your life? Did you picture it? Is this it? Did you
Wow.
realize it? Talk to me. I know it's a big question, but
No, it's okay. I'm gonna have to condense because
Yeah,
this is not a
condense, of
3-hour
course.
interview.
yeah.
But but what I will say is that it's never really been a dream of mine to be in a certain place. I've never had that goal in my head about like I need to be there.
Mm.
But one thing that will always stick with me is that growing up, there was an uncle of mine that said that I should be a pastor. And then I asked,
Okay.
like, why should I be a pastor? And he said, like, no, because you're just very good with people. You make people respond very positively. And I always knew that my future would be with people. And that's exactly what's happening right now. And in terms of my story, there were so many struggles that I can, and as I said, no 3-hour interview, but I'll condense. I mean, for instance, when I was in high school, grade 12, my parents got divorced, and that took a lot of sort of security away from me. I still had to
Sure.
perform in terms of getting some sort of education and also good marks in grade 12, because when that's
Yeah.
happening and your parents are shouting at each other in the other room, that's the worst thing in the entire
So
world.
that happened when you were in grade
Yeah,
12?
when I was in matric.
Whoa, that's hard.
It happened in matric,
That's
and
hard,
it
yeah.
was very tough because obviously
Yeah.
there's that selfish side of the parents, and they want to just kind of split, and the one runs away that way and the one runs away this way,
Sure.
and you're left in the middle of the ring. You're like,
Yeah.
what do I do? And I think that as a emotional individual who always wanted to take responsibility for my parents' emotions, it was the worst on me, I believe, because I just had to hold it together for everybody around me. So I got my I think one story that I always tell in high schools when I do my high school talks is the fact that I was 31% mathematics. That was my results in the middle of the
Gee,
year.
Scrape through.
And
Or is that even a pass?
No, it's hardly a pass, no.
Okay.
But then at the end of the year,
Yeah.
I did 69%.
Wow.
And I'm just saying that took sacrifice. It took no social life. It took saying no.
And with a very difficult situation at home.
Yeah.
Kudos, man. That's crazy.
Thank you. And it was really, really tough at that time. As I said, no social life. I wanted to study immediately. I couldn't because my dad would have stood surety for me for my student loan. That couldn't happen anymore because you had to go.
Yeah.
And I just had to make a plan. So what I did was gap year. And I started working in the video shop. I had been working in any way. I coached water polo and football at my high school. I also did the whole pamphlet thing in malls, taste the Danone. Do you like that?
Yeah,
Yes. I was that guy.
You just worked your ass off for a year.
Yes. I worked in every job that I could find. I worked, and people were wondering, like, why aren't you on the beach? I didn't go to my own valedictory in my grade 12 year, by the way. I was literally just working.
Now, if anyone out there is wondering what it takes to be a successful person, this is what it takes. And there are no shortcuts for anybody. Like, you got to work.
Yeah, you have to work. And I mean, in that year, I did make it part of my ethic. My ethic was always work. And in fact, it is now. I never stop. I always want to invent and innovate and create and do something new. But that's what I love about
you.
Thank you. And that's the beautiful thing about that gap year is that people also saw the work rate in me. And that's why one of my video shop customers approached me to give me a bursary to study psychology at UCT. And I did a lot of accents for people. When I gave you a video, it wouldn't just be the video. If there was a French foreign film in my hand, I'd be like, you need to try this video. It is very good to get it. It's very good to get it. So you should get a contract.
So when people are coming to the video store, like, be honest with me, to actually hang out with you and be entertained by Carl in the video shop, or they're actually coming to rent a video?
Do you know that scene that American TV gave us of the bar?
Yeah.
Where people come to you with their problems and come to you with their different life situations, and that was me.
In the video
I was a bartender in a video shop, and I wasn't even a bartender. That's what happened. And everybody came to me, and I'm talking about young and old. And this is where the bursary came through from. This woman's child was in the video shop all the time asking for advice on a lot of things, from sex to drugs to school. And I would just impart my knowledge because I feel that if you have knowledge, you have to share it. And I shared it with this kid. Next thing you know, his mother's walking in, offering me a bursary because the kid rants and raves about me at home. And I couldn't believe that. The second thing is that the other customer that walked in that heard about all the accents, he was the entertainment manager of Grand West. And that's when I started emceeing. And he called me over. I remember I had not a new thread of clothes to my name. My dad had left a blazer in the cupboard that belonged to my grandfather. And that was the blazer I wore all the time. It was the only blazer. Because, like as an MC, you have to have a blazer. You have to look good. That was I wore a white school shirt with my brown blazer for my first interview and also gigs thereafter. It was kind of like my uniform.
I've got goosebumps.
That was my life. I literally took that on and I started off on that night. Problem was the entertainment manager had a good sense of humor. And because he heard the accents in the video shop, he introduced me as a guy from Britain. And my first gig at Hanover Street in Grand West.
You were like,
was
hello,
like,
everybody.
Hello, ladies. You're welcome to Grand West Casinos, Hanover Street. Ladies' nights, come down, enjoy it. I was the
That was
worst
you.
British accent, but I did it. And it was my first gig in a strange accent. Thereafter, he said I should work and work. Plus, I was emceeing, which gave me comfort behind a microphone.
Yeah.
And I think that was the kind of key that happened, because my
Yeah.
last year studying, I had a gig at a place called Jet Lag.
Yes.
And I did my thing. I held the microphone, was ready, but did my thing. And then the owner comes to me and said, Carl, you have to hand over to a radio station's coming over here to do a party. The party's called Kinky Afro. So you're going to have to hand over to this other DJ. And then I handed over to the DJ thereafter. And then as I was about to leave, there was a DJ from that station that stopped me and said, you've got a great voice. Why did you try radio? And I said, no, I need to do my honors in psychology next year. And I'm still working very hard. So that's
Yeah.
kind of what I need to do. And he said, just give the guy email, see what happens. So I was somebody who takes every opportunity. I mean, I took
Of
the
course,
bursary, I took
yeah.
the MC gig.
Of course.
I wasn't going to not take this one now.
Yeah.
Emailed the program manager, came in for a voice test. He said, tell me a joke. I hate it when somebody says that to you. Don't you hate it?
Tell me
Tell me
a
a
joke.
joke.
I know.
No, man.
I know.
Don't
But
tell
do you
me-
have one up your sleeve?
No,
Okay.
not right now.
Did you have one at the time?
No.
Or
You
didn't?
know what
Just,
I
like,
said?
stuff
I
you-
literally said, I'll tell you what, I don't have a joke for you, but can I tell you my story? And I shared what I shared with you now
Yeah.
on the microphone. And then that program manager said, there's something about this guy,
Yeah.
especially with the water polo and football coaching.
Yeah.
There was a sport connection. And then I became a sport presenter
Yes.
on the station. And I was standing here and there. But, I almost quit radio in the beginning because it wasn't giving me consistent cash flow, because I'd compromised my honors to see where this goes.
Yes.
And it wasn't going anywhere for me.
Yeah.
The program manager calls me back and he's like, hey, something happened. There's a DJ who left, and that DJ went to Prime Media,
Yeah.
and there's a new show we're building, and I might have something for you. Might's not good enough for me. When you look after your family, might's not good enough.
No.
I almost went into sell Kirby's, and
then
I get a call 48 hours later
come in.
from the program manager. It says, okay, this is the plan. We've got Tracy Lang, who's going to do news. We've got a DJ that's going to be the anchor DJ. Then we need you to do sport. And I was like, what? And I'm like, how often do you need me to do sport? Because I was I was a standing guy.
Yeah.
He's like, no, every day from 3 till 6, you'll be the sport presenter. I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I just need you to come in so we can discuss contract terms and you can sign the contract. And then I just literally went to Kaybee and said, cheers. Funny enough, Kaybee a month later, the branch that I was accepted at, closed down completely and ran away.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why. I won't get into the politics around that.
But what a lucky escape.
And it was an escape. And I became a sport presenter on the afternoon drive show.
Yes.
And thereafter, station management changed.
And you got an
And
opportunity?
then I got another opportunity. And that's how WhatsApp pretty much got to radio, my show. My show was called Afternoon Live at the time. And I said, I want to make my listener live. I don't want to be the star of the show. I want my
No.
listener to be the star of the
Yeah.
show and create content that kind of gets the best out of listeners.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I created the show called Afternoon Live. WhatsApp was brought to radio. There were other stations within the boutique of where I was working at the time who asked me how I did it. And I was told, no, it wouldn't work, but it worked.
it
I made
works.
it work.
Um,
And that's how I started. And that's when Prime Media came knocking on my door and said, hey, come over to us to, and that's how I went to
This
KFM.
is a remarkable story. It's a remarkable story. It's like on so many different levels. And I love this about you. Whenever we speak and whenever we connect, you can tell that you've studied psychology because you have a deep understanding of people and you're very empathetic.
Thank you.
It comes across in your radio show and it comes across in your conversation. Talk to me a little bit about how you've managed to bring that, obviously the WhatsApp thing and connecting with people, yes,
Yeah.
but you've also had other little things in your radio shows where you've really engaged with people and really kind of let them
Mhm.
share a little bit about what they're going through. And you know what I'm wanting to get out of you.
I know
now.
you're getting psychology out of me.
Yes, psychology out of
yes.
you. Talk to me about
was-
psychology.
Psychology is still a love. Radio is a love. It's not often that you can do two loves at the same time.
Mm.
And I managed to do that every Monday on my show. I get a chance to get the listener to tell me about what they're going through. And sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's actually serious.
Yeah.
A lot of the time you'll never hear this, but I would have to call somebody. For instance, there was a woman who was struggling with COVID-19 and she was alone and I was her
Yeah.
only company. And
Ah.
I didn't want to put that on air. So I called her directly between songs and I just wanted to ask her how she's doing. And
Yeah.
she literally broke down into tears. She
Oh.
number one, never expected a call from me.
Oh.
And number two, she was like, this is the guy who has been with me, is calling me now. So it became very real to her that I'm a real person.
Yeah.
And we had a fat conversation about her loves and her likes and the fact that she's been going through a lot. She was asymptomatic, but still very scared. And I had to take her through this whole thing. And that was just the most beautiful thing ever. The fact that radio's purpose for me has always been to connect with the listener.
It's not just like you're being told, okay, Carl, you have to have a radio show and it has to be a drive show and it has to be on like music and then you have to talk like a little bit of shallow stuff in between. You go, no, this is going to be my own thing.
Yes.
Is that the relationship that you enjoy with Prime Media, with KFM? Like, is that the relationship? Has it always been like, here's your freedom, or have you had to really fight for that freedom as a presenter?
I must give props to Prime Media. When I got there, I was very apprehensive.
Yeah.
Because everybody had these rumors about they're going to turn you into a link jock. I'm like, what's a link jock? No, when all you do is say,
like up
that
next.
was Christina Aguilera and Jeannie the model. Up next is Natalie Imbruglia. Welcome to KFM 94.5. That's it. And then you're done.
Yeah.
And I told the station manager at the time, I said, I'm not that person. So you sure you want me? And she told me, I want you to come over to us to start our change in the way we do radio. And I thought that was quite an honor.
Yeah.
You come to me to change.
It's a big pressure though.
It is a lot of pressure. And it was a lot of pressure. I wasn't doing a drive show when I got over there. My first show was 1 till 4. I did a show called The Switch. I named it The Switch because I switched from a station that people knew me and connected me with to a different station.
Yeah.
So I made a switch, but I called my show that because it's a show that kind of switched you on to get you ready for drive time, traffic, and get you ready for anything, give you a little energy booster during the day, and that's the vibe. So that's why I created this show there. They've never really told me to stop doing something. Let's personalize it for you.
Makes it
makes
real.
it easy. It makes it real.
I think we've also enjoyed, what I love about you, Kay, because we've obviously established relationships with quite a number of different radio personalities and the different interviews we've done on the different stations. But like, you have become a friend that we've worked with on many different kind of capacities, but also a friend, and this is real, guys, that I can call at 2 a.m. when I need advice. I've done that to you. I have phoned you at 2 o'clock in the morning for advice. Like, and you spoke to me. You were happy to chat. Like middle of the night, you were like, "Cool, Jules, let's chat. Let's." And I think that's just a hugely awesome thing about you. But do you not sometimes feel like overwhelmed? Because I'm sure that you have this kind of rapport with a lot of people, not just me, and you clearly have carried, the pressures of family, the pressures of friends, the pressures. Clearly people. You just the kind of person that people really can reach out to seek good counsel.
I would say it's emotional energy. I think that if somebody comes to you, every experience you have in life, I'll actually start here. Every experience, you can reframe it to make it jet fuel for your success. You get a chance to reframe everything. You have the power. So if you come to me with a problem, you know what I'm thinking about? I have a friend in need. I have friends, thank God. That's what I'm thinking about.
How cool is that?
You understand what I'm saying? That's what I think when you call me at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, I wanna help somebody, and if I can lend an ear, I might not have the best advice in the entire world, but I can offer this individual just a small bit of perspective by being the mirror, and they can talk to me about things, and I can pick up on things and just throw it back to you and say, did you see how you said this, how you said that? You pretty much are the answer to your own problems if you talk to somebody.
It's incredible how you can do that, because it's a gift. You've got an amazing gift to give the world, and I think there's some massive stars aligning for you in your career.
Thank you for saying that. But I do love people, and that's why I said that outright in the beginning. I said, people, that's the passion. And no matter what it is, it could be just an interaction at a party, or an interaction at during an interview, interaction at 2 a.m. in the morning. Doesn't matter. The thing is, we have people around us, and they are there because you have them, and it should give you comfort to know that there are people there that trust you enough to have a conversation with you, to come and join you for something, to call up Carl for something. There are some people who don't have that, and I think that we struggle so much with what we don't have in our lives that we're not thinking about reframing the smallest of things and creating these little pockets of value that we can start littering our life with. And I think that's so important. Why?
It's such a great way to see it.
Why do we just say, Jules again, or this guy again, or this person's requesting that
I will say that gift that you have, and that view that you have, is like one in a gazillion, because there are not a lot of people like you. And the ones that are like you are like the little gems that need to be nurtured and just celebrated. Carl, what is the big kind of hairy, scary goal for you in your life? Because I
Yeah.
mean, I know that's a massive question, and it's probably changing and reforming all the time. But like, what legacy do you want to leave? What do you want to be remembered for at the end of the day?
You know what you just said now is that's actually enough for me. I don't want to be known for the super popular radio presenter and TV presenter who drives that fancy car. I'd never wanted to be that guy. I think that if one person can sit back in their chair one day and say, you know, there was a time where I needed somebody, called Carl up, and he was there, that's legacy. Legacy doesn't have to be something printed in some sort of logbook in a museum. I think that legacy is with people. It lies with them. And talking about individuals, it doesn't have to be a massive crowd of people like, oh, I made it, because so many people know my name. I think that when you say you made it, it's just that you just reflected on something that happened between us. That's
Which
legacy.
changed, yeah.
That's legacy,
Which
right there.
honestly changed like my whole perception of you, because up to that point it was just like, loved you, fun, energy,
Yes.
like the most awesome guy, but I didn't realize how deep the waters ran, you know, and you had a profound impact on me. And I'm sure you must have had the same impact with loads of people, either through your radio show and connecting, or just through being you and being a friend to probably a lot, you know, of people.
And I thank you for saying that, because that is enough for me.
you. Carl, we're running out of time. I could chat to you for years, but I
Yes.
just want to say thank you so much for being here on the LUCKDOWN. Thank you so much for your incredible humanity, your passion for people. You have gotten a lot of people through this terrible situation that we find ourselves in. On closing, like, your best bit of advice you could give to anyone who's like feeling a bit overwhelmed by the crazy world right now that we're living in.
You know, I said this on my show the other day, and I'll say it again, is that focus on the screen that matters, and that's the mirror. And that's what I like to say. So focus on the screen that matters, the mirror, not your phone. Because I think that phone over there in your hand, while you've been on lockdown, a lot of people have been using it as a benchmark as to what their life should be. There are people who have been in jobs who look at their peers and colleagues and who are so much more advanced in their careers, and they're thinking, gee whiz, what about me? And I do believe that the biggest lack in society is self-worth and value. I feel that our value system is all over the place because we have too much exposure to social media. We're like, oh my word, I want to be tall and good looking like that guy, or I want to be slender and gorgeous like that woman. And lockdown has given us this time where we have screen time. And I think that given the fact that you can't be social, you can't go out and test and try, you've been sitting with yourself. And a lot of people have had to face themselves during this time, have struggled with that because they feel that there's no support system. I can't go over to Carl's place for a braai so I can just breathe. And my advice would be to just focus on starting to love what you see in the mirror. And I'm talking about not those traditional things like, oh, I'm pretty and I'm this, but start focusing about the small pockets of value that I told you about.
Yes.
Is that just saying, I woke up this morning, I have health, number one. Maybe the first one should be, I woke up this morning.
It's enough, actually.
That is actually enough.
Yeah.
And don't be pressured by the enough part where people are like, oh, I'm not doing enough, or I should be doing more.
Well, I've learned it's a bottomless pit anyway,
Yes.
right? Chasing the inevitable dream or comparing yourself to other people, it's endless.
Yeah.
So there's no point. Don't even do it.
Yeah.
Just like you said, focus on you.
Yes, focus on the screen that matters, the mirror. And I think that it's just something that I'd love to tell people because it's just so important. If you are going to be with yourself, even if you are in a relationship with somebody, don't forget about you. Don't ever do that. You know, you can't define yourself on somebody else's experience and their context. And that goes to the world too. Just focus on you. I guarantee you have purpose. You've been put on this planet for a reason. You do have purpose.
Yeah.
And don't be scared about not finding it yet, because it's coming your way, because you're here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be.
Just be open.
Just, let it come through. Bring it in.
Carl, I love you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Barricaded and all.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with you soon. And where can we find you lastly on social media? You're at Carl Wastie.
So where to catch me? You can literally catch me in the street if you see me. But if you don't want to do that and keep social distancing, the other opportunity is just catch me on the flash drive in KFM 94.5 between 3 and 7 p.m. as well as Saturday. KFM Top 40, the award-winning show, best weekend show and best music show, thanks to the music from GoodLuck. Just saying, thanks to them. And you can catch them between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. every single Saturday. But otherwise, social media, drop me a DM. I'm not talking about sliding. I'm just talking about drop me a DM. I actually do respond, believe it or not. One of the only individuals who actually responds to DMs. Oh my word. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. It's out there now. DMs full up. Beautiful.
Carl Wastie, guys. I told you the radio presenter would come out of him eventually. It had to happen. We love you lots. Well, I hope you enjoyed that chat with Carl Wastie. What a dude, what a man. Guys, I know you've had a lot of information to take in tonight, and I hope you're following everything. Sorry, I know I'm talking like a rate of knots tonight, but we've had so much going on. So just to recap on the episode, I hope you enjoyed all the guests we had. If there are any guests that you guys would like to see live on the LUCKDOWN, any small businesses that we should feature, anyone doing positive things, anyone giving back to the community in any way, any celebrity who's just inspiring you, please head over to our Lucky Ones group and ask us and tell us who you would like. If you would like to support us again, please sign up to our Patreon page. It's the first time we're doing anything like this. The link is right here. You can sign up, you can get involved, and there'll be lots of exclusives coming your way as someone who is joining our Patreon community, depending on what level you go to, will depend on the exclusives that you get and the opportunities you get to involve yourself with us and our exclusive content. We're going to be also doing clips, extended clips that will be re-released, and exclusive content that no one else has seen just for you guys on that page. So please do go and sign up and support the LUCKDOWN and everything we're trying to do. And also, guys, lastly, just that donation of clothing, of anything, clothing, blankets, shoes for kids, shoes for adults, whatever you guys can spare, just to help that community of Plakkerskamp who are surviving in the middle of the Karoo at the moment in -7-degree weather with absolutely nothing but tin around them with holes in it. Yeah, it blows my mind how anyone can survive in those conditions. But just calling out to all of you, please help us help this community. We're going to be doing a collection. You can drop stuff off at the studio, and we're going to be taking it up tomorrow, Thursday, to Plakkerskamp in the middle of the Karoo. Guys, it's been so much fun chatting to you tonight. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to watch any episodes, we've got like 30 episodes of the LUCKDOWN. So go watch backdated episodes. There's cooking, there's chefs, there's celebrities, comedy. There's so much. If you guys want to do like a marathon, you can do a LUCKDOWN marathon and go check that out. And keep on getting involved. This is our community. We're building it with you guys. We love you guys. It's all about you. And hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Look after yourself. Look after your family. Look after each other. Till next time. Good night. And good luck.
The coronavirus pandemic.
Yes.